So good. Don't see many of these round. What's going on? That was the world's intro to a video ever. Remind yourself, Alex, you don't do intros like that. Anyway, what you're about to see is a video myself and Simon Hall recorded a couple of days ago where we delved into everything from performance on mountain bikes to training to how to fuel yourself right in terms of nutrition for bike rides. And we also touched near the end on building like a business or something around something you're passionate about, whether it's mountain biking or something else. Unfortunately, at the end, you'll see that the video just cuts out. For some reason, my camera technology failed on me. Check it out, let me know what you think. Right,
we are live.
We wanted to just jump on a live stream and we basically just wanted to jump on and talk about all things mountain bike performance, nutrition, fitness. Yeah, the reason we're doing this as well is because it's raining outside. We were supposed to be going riding and everyone seems to have just bailed, gone into this depressed mode of like, I can't be arsed, so we're just jumping on a live stream and thought we'd just try and make something of
We jacked up off coffee, so we just thought let's get on and
I'll kick things off. This is Simon. Simon's been helping me. I'm going to put a link and stuff below on the YouTube video so how you can connect with Simon and see some of the stuff that he's up to. Basically, he's the guy that's been helping me with my nutrition, my performance, you could say mindset if you wanted to. Just getting my shit in a pile so my performance on a mountain bike improves. He's actually helped me get clarity, for a better sense of the word, of how I can ride my bike for a living, if you like, which is probably why a lot of people watching this video enjoys following the stuff that me and Amanda put out.
I was just going to say, I think from my point of view looking in as well, before we actually go into this, I think it'd be great to kick this video off now and talk about you and your story. A few years ago, me and Alex were in Cyprus doing XYZ, and I can remember sat with Alex having a drink in a bar, and he was just like, do you know what, this is what I'm passionate about, these are the things I want to do, I just want to go and
ride my bike. Yeah.
So then what we did was 6 months later or a year, that's actually now happened. So before we go into that content, let's flip to that content and go with that. So what was your story in transition?
My story
from doing what you did into working it through into something now where it's you all over the show and making me jealous?
I was working towards something. Like, I was earning my money through copywriting, but then slowly wanted to transition out of that and then earn money from mountain biking and pretty much do what I loved every single day. Or like, I love making these videos. Recently I got into photography and started investing a lot of money into cameras and lenses and microphones and stuff, which is another big passion of mine.
On that note, this guy's vlogs are going to jump up when you see the rig he's got.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
Oh yeah, I love vlogging. #vlogger. So that was pretty much my journey. Anyway, and then last year, this is sort of jumping forward a bit. Last year, me and Amanda decided to pretty much go all in on this new passion that Amanda found of mountain biking and create this thing called Wolfpack Adventures, which is basically like us sharing our journey with Kai Dog somewhere around here. He's not in the room at the minute. But sharing our adventures with the world, traveling, mountain biking, and just inspiring other people that they can do the same, that it's not anything special that we're doing. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And then this last 6 months or so has led to like a crazy adventure of racing Enduro World Series events. Amanda did a few European Enduro events, which was a first for her. And we've just been on a general like roller coaster ride of like adventures around Europe, and it just plans to get bigger and bigger as we go forward. So yeah,
it's been insane to watch.
Yeah,
it's been absolutely insane to watch. I know from what these guys have got in the pipeline, this is only just the tip of the iceberg. So it'll be exciting to see what comes.
That was like my story. I met Simon. Simon is. What would you class yourself as?
Fixer of things. In terms of what, it depends. So it's like
Simon's a fixer of things. He helps people online.
We run a business. We run a global business that operates all over the world online, helping people in the performance world, corporate world, XYZ, with the health, the wellness, the performance, and what it is that they do. But also, we've noticed that when people start focusing on that stuff, that it tends to lead to them wanting to do more. So then people tend to want to go and create businesses, follow passions and stuff like that.
We've got a coffee cup and a
coffee cup and a handle. Here's us talking about all this amazing content that he's got.
And preparation.
But we were just getting into what I kind of do really, and that's more like with the nutritional aspect for the performance. And we've helped quite a few people in the mountain bike world who are actually competing.
Some of them come through me as well. Like they've come through me and spoke to you.
It really is amazing what you can do with your performance on a bike, especially with you guys, because it's endurance work. Do you know what? It's very easy from a coaching stand. I'm big about like go in and try it. So I actually ended up jumping in and to see what the energy expense for you guys is on your bikes. It's insane.
Oh yeah, and just to put a bit of context into this, Simon has just started mountain biking this past few months properly. Yeah, he's jumping in it with both feet and absolutely loving it.
Oh, it's insane. But on that note, it's given me a real reflection into kind of like the actual demands of that sport and what it requires. And for these guys who are competing at like a world level, I think when I met Alex, there was just no fuel in the tank, was there?
No.
So a big thing for Alex was actually getting him to realise and re-educate him how much like fuel he actually needs on his rides, in his camelbacks, XYZ.
When you take no food out on rides and you end up going out on a 3-4 hour ride or something that could turn out into even longer than that, and you end up running out of fuel halfway around, not only do you look stupid, but you also feel like you want to kill yourself. Your performance goes like plummets completely. Goes south. But since I've started working with Simon, and actually all Simon basically told me to do in a nutshell was eat more. It is ridiculous how much your body can take without like gaining weight or gaining fat, and then it all just keeps the tank full all the time, so you can literally keep going. You know, when you go to Enduro World Series events and you're riding for 4 days solid of like 40-50 kilometers off road, you need that tank full to keep your mind in check, to keep your body in check, because these events are like, they're not a walk in the park. No. And you can't just go at it like, oh, I'm just going for a general mile, I'm just going to take a 500ml bottle of water, or you literally have to eat, like, I don't know how much we've been, like...
When I worked it out, your output per hour is about 175 to up to 250 calories going out per hour.
So give these guys a... So what's that? So if you're...
So for example, right, most thing is with guys and girls, they're usually in an underfed state. Yeah. Right? It's as simple as that. A lot of people don't realise the amount of food that they can consume. And then what actually happened when working with Alex and being with him and seeing what he was actually doing and actually working it out, I was working out on top of what he should have been eating, which was already ridiculous. In a noodle.
Look at that. Look at
it was already ridiculous.
I am like this when you look at me sideways. There's nothing to me at all.
But I think you were eating about 2,000 calories, and then
not a lot.
Just where we needed him was at like the 3,006 mark, and that was before he was doing his bike work, which then equated to an extra 200 calories going in from sugars per hour on top of that. You came to me and you're like, look, my mood's gone, I've got no clarity, I feel
and this like, I get what Simon's, it affects every area of your life.
So this is kind of like one of the reasons why we've jumped on here, because a lot of people don't understand the red flags, which are things like sleep gone all over the show, the inability to fall asleep, the inability to stay asleep, waking up to go to the toilet, waking up before your alarm, waking up in a brain fog, having no energy till 11 o'clock in the morning, and then it's to the point where you don't really want to speak to anyone. Then through the day your energy's dipping. So these are all key red flags that your body's just... It's like fueling a car. You want to get to London, but you're only putting in enough petrol to get to Manchester.
It's fucking useless.
That's the biggest thing I've always seen within the mountain bike world and the hiking world. We did a lot of work for Cotswold hikers. Every time I do this, I bonk out.
We're talking specifically now for like enduro sort of riding, which is what I love doing. And there's a lot of people watching this and follow me and Amanda, and they do sort of trail riding and enduro. So fueling yourself for like shorter like downhill races, which are only a couple of minutes long, is a similar demand, but it's slightly different in how you prepare for it. Let's just move on now from the nutrition side of things, and we'll talk a bit more about the training side of things. When it comes to training, a lot of people aren't pro athletes who follow me and Amanda. They're just like your typical, for a better sense, weekend warriors. So love riding their bikes at the weekend, going out in the evenings, whatever, doing a local series of races, or maybe they want to step up and do Enduro World Series events. Do you want to talk a bit about, from a training standpoint, like how these guys, say if these guys are working a typical 9-to-5 job, how you fit some training around to improve your performance on a bike?
I think first thing first with training, I think this is where the whole fitness industry fails. The majority of people is actually looking at the individual and seeing what they can do. So for example, if you're in a 9-to-5 job, you've got family commitments, XYZ, but your mountain biking passion is something that you need to build up. It's actually looking at your week and going, do you know what, I can commit to, might even just be once a week. Maybe going to the gym, getting out on the bike per week. But actually look at what excites you, because if there's no excitement, you'll stop doing it. Simple as that. That's why Jane, Bob, Phil, Darren, you eat your New Year's Warriors, just give up within 2 weeks,
Yeah.
all over Instagram, and then it stops.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like putting in what lights you up, what gives you the excitement, the drive, what keeps you motivated in order to continue to go, and then do that. So training wise, the next step on that is A, look at what the commitments can be made, then B, look at what, like with you, it was looking at the weak system. So his was strength. But we couldn't get his strength up till we addressed his nutrition. So then his power output put on the bike was pretty, I was going to say lame, but I didn't want to offend you. But it wasn't the best. No. So we had to kind of like build all these little foundations until we got to a point where we could really start building up and seeing the progress transfer onto the bike. This is the thing, when it comes down to nutrition and training, I don't really speak about this a lot. I think everyone... And as well for this industry, because it's performance, is you wouldn't go to a physique coach to have someone address your performance.
Yeah.
You need to kind of go and see someone who's going to build something up around and for you.
Yeah.
Work out what your weak systems are, work out where your energy systems currently are, where can you get the best transfer onto the bike, and then do it as that. And you'll always get the best crossover.
And that's exactly what we worked on, and like you said, what a lot of people seem to miss out on. But even, I've always been taught 1 is better than 0. So, I mean, don't think that you have to spend hours in the gym at a time. I mean, even if you've got 3 or 4 days a week and you've only got 20 minutes every day, that's still enough to see performance improvements on a bike, or any sport you're into, for that matter of fact. If you just sat there thinking about doing something but not actually doing it, there's like a bit of a gap there. Like, you need to do something to see the results and stuff.
I mean, yours jumped up really quick, didn't it? You were just like, dude, I'm getting my average on my bike is...
Yeah. Can we scroll through that and answer the questions?
Tink, 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 tink.
Shouldn't you be up at Lordstones? I don't know where that is.
What race day snacks do you take with you? Right, this is one where I actually asked Alex, I was like, dude, what do you actually consume and what goes down well? Some people will take very dense carby snacks, like I think that they Trek or those hike bars.
Cliff bars.
But some people really can't absorb them very well, and they feel like they've eaten a brick as they're on the bike, or they feel like they've eaten a brick and then start hiking again.
Yeah.
So I'd actually like look into that and just go, what do you feel you'd be able to consume best on your bike that will give you the most bang for your buck? Amanda, we use jellies. Because she was very like that. She just liked simple sugars in, get the energy out,
I love jellies.
rock and roll. Me personally, I'll just grab at anything. I have no issue with digestion or anything like that.
Right. We went riding yesterday, and this guy turned up, went into the petrol station, and came out with a bag of sports mix, bag of £1 apple
Made
laces.
with natural flavours.
Made with natural. That's fine then. 4 packs of Snickers. Yeah.
There's a reason for this. A, I wouldn't eat like that the majority of the time. 85% of the day is done from really good foods. The only issue was, it was early in the morning, I needed to get sugar in, I hadn't eaten enough. And from my experiences in the past of riding with these guys and the distances that they do, I would have bonked out, tired out, and not been able to make the duration of the day. So that was the simple reason for that. Again, what do you feel you can consume? What's going to give you the best bang for that buck?
Yeah.
Consume that.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is interesting actually, because a lot of people think that when they go out mountain biking per se, there's loads of like brands out there that sell, SIS is one of them, all these performance nutrition brands that offer like intra-workout carbohydrates, like jelly sweets that have got caffeine in them and stuff. I personally think all these things are overpriced.
Oh yeah, right. What is a supplement? A supplement is to supplement good nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah? So a lot of people go, oh, what's the best supplement for this? But you're eating McDonald's and milkshakes. It's fucking... it's flawed. The foundations aren't in place. Do you know what I mean? We use something called hierarchy, and the hierarchy of nutrition and performance. So first things first, address the habits.
Yeah.
If you want to perform better on a bike, look at your lifestyle, look at your nutritional habits. What are the first smallest things you could do there? Set that foundation.
Yeah.
Is it make time for yourself, disconnect, mental work, hydrating? Point 1, what are the habits I'm doing that are screwing me over?
Yeah.
Number 2, calories. What is the calorie amount you are consuming? Because your calorie amount, be it where you are, do you need to lose weight? Do you need to gain muscle tissue? Do you need to get stronger? X, Y, Z. You then have to meet that number.
Yeah.
Then what you do, move up the pyramid, look at the splits, proteins, carbs, fats.
Yeah.
Then move up, what are the micros? How can I add more veg in, get more anal on the foods that I'm consuming? Then number 5, supplements. So then that's when you should focus on that stuff. But we get too overconsumed looking for the easiest option instead of building the solid foundations. If someone just popped up a question, what supplements would you recommend? Straight away, I'd optimize things that you're probably doing at the minute. So a lot of cyclists we've worked with in the past are really good at hydration. Use electrolytes. The reason being, water quality is poor. It's not charged anymore. Electrolytes genuinely make a huge difference to someone's game in the endurance world.
Yeah.
In everyday life, actually, so to speak. That would probably be it until someone's addressed the rest of the thing. There were so many love hearts on that note, so if anyone's got any questions they want me to fly over on that, then...
What my main point was there, though, that Like all these people that see like, you know, if you want to perform better on your bike in terms of taking food with you on a bike, you don't have to be using this, you know, if you are stuck to a budget, just jelly sweets from like Aldi or Lidl or anything, it's just sugar. It's the same shit. Like, but people seem to get in their heads that it's not, and there's some magical powers in these things that have like SAS written all over them and whatever. Maybe the gains are going to be minute, but then going back to that pyramid Simon was talking about, address the bottom of the pyramid first, which is like looking at your habits X, Y, and Z, and then working up. And supplementation is usually right at the tip of the pyramid iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, people in the world are always like, oh, there's healthy foods, it's bad foods, great. As soon as you start putting labels to things, it starts becoming a bit like good nutrition is all about good mental nutrition, not what's necessarily on the plate, because a lot of people build up things where it like destroys them that they're eating things. When you think of it as whatever you eat gets broken down into carbs, protein, and fats, whatever it is. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Some have more nutrients in, some are more obesogenic, but at the end of the day, the devil is in the dosage. Yeah. So if you know what I mean? So it's that's the key thing to look at. It's not that, but look at what that person can get away with best at that point in time. Yeah. And use that and then address on the back end.
Is KFC really that bad? It's chicken.
The devil's in the dosage.
We've got a couple of notes on the screen here that we want to talk about, but one of the last points I wanted to cover was, we still get asked quite a lot, is one is how you fund your lifestyle. More to the point, the underlying question is basically, how do you ride your bike, or how do you build a business or something that pays you around like something you're passionate about. Everyone wants to do something they're passionate about and get paid for it. That's like the dream, the goal to do, you know. Although it may look very elusive to some people, it's really like not that hard to do. It's really simple. But there are like a few key things that you have to have in place for it to work. I think we're seeing this more and more as we're building this like Wolfpack Adventure brand thing. Like it seems to be evolving and attracting a certain kind of person into our world. When we started and decided, right, we want to try and make, actually, no, let's just jump in both feet with this and try and make something of what we're doing. We had no idea if this was going to work or not. There's never any guarantee to anything working, is there? when it comes to talking about building a business or something that pays you to do what you love, let's go on from that. Like what?
I think first thing to address is, what is the risk level? A lot of the time, a lot of people think, if I do this, I'm going to end up homeless, X, Y, Z, Z, Z. Yeah. And I agree. At certain points in people's lives, the thought patterns are different. So for example, if you're a young free single male, it's a lot easier to take risks than it is if you're someone who's got a family, because then your decisions will have a much higher ripple impact. But I think first things to look at is, a lot of people are very good at the whole goal setting, but a lot of people aren't really good at the whole danger and fear setting. And at the end of the day, that's the shit that holds us back. It's what if this happens? Yeah. So I probably look first at what is the risk. Like if I was to go all in and create an e-commerce business or a job which allows me freedom through my laptop, my finances, geographical, what's the worst that can happen? Like, am I in a position where it'll put, do you know what I mean? It could work, or I'm in a position where I'll just end up in 6 months' time being at home on a couch. But I can say I tried. I took the action.
And you learn from that, though.
I learned. I could either go again and do this different, or. So I think, what is the worst situation that can actually happen? Because at the end of the day, there's always someone who'll go, look, we can help you out. The banks are giving money to startup businesses at the minute. There's a lot out there, and I think at the minute we live in a world where it's very, very easy. We live in an amazing world.
Now it's right now, you see it everywhere. The world we live in right now, with the access to this, we're sat here, two idiots on a live stream talking to people. People watching this from all over the world. Like, what is this? This was not possible 20 years ago.
This is the beauty of YouTube as well.
Like you can share your message or your videos or whatever, your content. You can share whatever message you have, whatever you're doing, at like a click of a button, which you couldn't do 20, 30 years ago. You know, I still think people are still like, this whole online world thing, whatever, is still very confusing to people and overwhelming. But once you get to grips with it and understand the power of the potential it can have, it opens up a whole new world of opportunities to every single person who uses it.
It's ridiculous.
Like, just going back a step, when we were driving back the other day from riding, Simon put a post up on his Instagram page, and someone commented about, and we were talking about taking a step into the unknown. Like, say for instance, when we decided to go both feet into making mountain biking our thing, it is scary, yes, but everything happens outside your comfort zone. There's that famous picture of like a circle, which is your comfort zone, and then everything happens like out here, outside of your comfort zone. Every time you step out of there, there's always opportunities in obstacles, if you like. So the doors seem to just open. Like we were talking about this last night. It's weird that that saying that things happen for a reason. Opportunities seem to just present themselves when you put yourself in the right position. Like I've seen this throughout the past 5-10 years of doing what we've been doing, and I'm sure anyone, if you trace your steps back to where you are now, if you're watching this, you'll probably be able to see the same thing.
You're taking the actions forward to create those opportunities.
Yeah, true.
That's
true.
You've took the risk, you've made the sacrifice.
Yeah.
So you've done step one, but now you have sculpted your being into where those will open for you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So the first step is obviously like Simon says, getting clear clear on like what the worst could happen.
Yeah, we run big events on this. We do lots of like life events because it's not just a nutrition business. It's like life coaching, business coaching, and how people can do all this sort of stuff. The biggest thing we always start with is clarity. Know who you are, because there's no point building something that's not going to fuel you. So really get to grips, do some work. Who am I? What do I want to put out? What can I create? And what really lights me up. And I think if you can meet those 3 initial foundations, it really makes things. Everyone's got something like a passion. Everyone's got something that they can do.
Yeah, like Brian's just said. But you're right what you're saying. If you don't try, you'll never know. Which is the point at which most people are sat at. Like whether you're in a job you don't like, or you're doing something you don't like, and you think that is like the only way to live, you're fucking insane. That's just, I don't know if that's word closed-minded or what, but like it's just a barrier you put up in front of yourself, an invisible barrier that there's like an infinite amount of opportunities on the other side of this barrier. And you'll only see them once you start taking a step out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone is safe, but it's boring. Nothing ever happens there. You're comfortable. That's the whole point of it. I mean, as soon as you step out, opportunities present themselves. Take Farmer John's mountain bike park, for example. Brian's just given me a good example. This mountain bike park, created by Farmer John, and if you've never been there or checked out, you should do, because it's a great place to go and ride mountain bikes in Manchester.
So the first place I went.
The first place he went was a video on the YouTube channel of him, Simon having a massive crash. But my point is, Farmer John started that place as just like a little track in his garden, or in his back garden. And if you go and see what it's like now, it is insane. It's an actual bike park. It's got its own cafe, its own changing rooms. It's even got, I think John's got like places to stay there overnight. It's got God knows how many tracks there. The guys work down there pretty much 7 days a week building new tracks. And it's gone from nothing. The only reason why it's gone from nothing to what it is now is because Farmer John had this like idea in his head that it would one day, be something. And he just followed through with it and just kept going and going and going. And I guarantee there's so many people out there who told him that it wouldn't work and blah, blah, blah. And he just didn't listen to him and just cracked on. Yeah. And it's worked out in his favour. Now he just literally does what he wants. So if you enjoyed the video, I'll pop all the details below how you can get in touch with Simon, connect with him if you want any more advice or tips. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you'll never miss any new content we share, and it'll bring you good karma.